Alright, this is another video, and in this video we're going to set up a new campaign, a call to action campaign on a website. And once again, you want to use the full screen mode while watching this video, and if it's on YouTube, put it in the 1080p resolution. Alright, so here we are at the dashboard. We have the API integration set up with our autoresponder or webinar, what have you, and we've set up our email system with our sending delivery domain, as well as getting our API key to put in the API integrations up here. So that's all set up. Here we're going to go and create a new campaign. So I'll click on new campaign, and you'll see that there's 4 easy steps: set up, pick a template, custom design, and then your display options. So for our purposes, we're going to put my test campaign. Okay, and you want to be targeted in your campaign. And then you'll see that on this one here, it says campaign display types. I'm just going to go through this. There is the pop-up, and it can be an exit pop-up, or it can be a scroll, when you scroll, or time delay pop-up, any type of pop-up. This is where you put it there. From there is a full page overlay. This is when a person maybe, it could be an exit intent, and it's a full page overlay. So the whole page comes on as an exit page. So it's not just a pop-up, but it's a full page. From there, we got the fly in at the bottom right, fly in at the bottom left. This is kind of like one of those scroll pop-ups that can appear, on the left, on the right-hand side, and on the bottom. You can also move it up. So if you want to have it displayed in this area, you can have it over here, or you can have it on this side, or down on the bottom, okay? Or even in the center, on the bottom, the center, all the way across, like a footer or what have you. Here is the welcome gate. This is a cool script right here where, when you go and visit a website, it'll give you a nice welcome gate, and then when you scroll, it disappears, okay? So you can put a call to action on that welcome gate. And then is your inline opt-in forms and call to actions. This is, it can be a video opt-in, it can be any type of inline opt-in form. That's where you put that right there. Now it can be a one-step or a two-step. A one-step is simply just a submit button or pay button or what have you. A two-step is when they would click a yes/no answer, and then if they click yes, and then it takes them to an opt-in form or a buy button or whatever. They say that the two-step is a higher call to action ratio for getting more input and engagement from the people. I have not personally tested this, but that's what the stats are. That two-step works fantastic. For this illustration, I'm going to do the one-step. From here, you need to select your list that your lead will be added to. It could be an email campaign, a webinar, or a membership. You can also choose multiple. So I can have them subscribe into a webinar and an autoresponder all at the same time. Or maybe I want to have they subscribe one time and they go to Aweber and Get Response and List Magnate all at the same time, all 3 of them. You can do that right here. So you can co-registration can take place right here at multiple spots. And all you need to do is click on Add Credentials. And here for your purposes, it's going to be my test. And you select your provider. Remember in the last video, I told you that if you don't have an API, if you don't have any of these APIs, you can go to custom autoresponder form code at the campaign level, and you can put your form code right there, and it'll auto-populate for you. Now I'm going to be using our own List Magnate sending deliver server. So once your API keys are set up, this will load your defaults, and you can select your list. And I'm going to select I have a test list right here. I'm going to select this test list, and I'm going to click add. Now if you want to add another list, you can click on credentials again, and it'll add another list right there. Once that's done, you click on continue, and it'll bring it to the template section. Here's a whole lot of different templates that I've made for you, and you can see that there's some really cool ones there that I've created. In this sample here, I'm going to put an opt-in form on this page right here, and it's going to be a horizontal, and it's going to be right below this video. So I'm going to pick the horizontal And look for my horizontal, and it's right here. You see a horizontal opt-in, and it says transparent background. I'm going to click this, come down, and hit continue. Okay, so this is the horizontal template. So I'm going to, you'll see here, there's a number of different sections here, and it's a visual editor, so it's the grid system. So for example, this is if you see the number there, it says 1, 2, I can bring that over. I can create another one. I can just delete that. You can see it has columns. So if I have 2 columns there, there's 2 columns. I can add sections. I can add these HTML elements inside these columns. I'll delete that. Okay. You can even have 4 columns, and you can put HTML elements inside each of those 4 columns. Now, how this works, I'm just going to delete this right here. How this works is that there's the outer settings. This is the outer border, and there's the background width. It's the pop-up width. If it's an overlay full page, the 800 will be where this container will be. Here's a background color, so if I change this here, see that's like that. Also, if you want transparent, it's like that. Because it's on a web page where it's a blue background, I'm going to have the transparent is where I'm going to be, and it's going to have a white title right here. So I'm just going to pick a transparent background, so you won't be able to see the white. You see, so I'm going to come here. I'm going to click on that one, and you won't be able to see the white. So maybe I'll change it to yellows just so that you can see it. There you go. That's yellow. And you can see here that's it's really at the top of this entire thing. If you want to add some padding to it, I can add some margin at the top, maybe 10. That'll bring it down a little bit. And it's pretty much set to go, okay? And so if I come and if I click on continue, and then we come to the next section, which is their display options, okay, the 4th element. And here we can have, it's going to be an inline. Okay, remember we went to the setup, and we want inline. So the display option, you come down below, and after they opt in, where do we want them to go to? So you put your redirect URL right here. And I'm going to go to my whitelist page, and it says right here, the second here, it says show inline set to 0. If it's a welcome gate, set to 1, or you can have it as a pop-up after delay. All right, so I will set it to 0. If I want it to be a pop-up and have it as an exit intent, I click on there. Maybe I want to enable a cookie if it's an exit intent. But this is going to be an inline. So I will set this and set to 0. And I will set the save changes. And that's it. Okay. So there's the campaign. It gives you some stats here. And all you need to do is come here and get the code, or else I can select this and click on generate embed code, or this right here, this little button here. So I'll click on the button, and you get that script code. You head on over to your web page, and it can be a static page or WordPress, doesn't matter. You put in the HTML section, and I'm going to add an element, and it's going to be, this is my Java, and I'm going to paste that JavaScript right there. I'm going to click on insert, and you won't see it right now, but I'm going to click on save and continue. And I'm going to click on view, and there it is. Okay, so there's a nice little horizontal opt-in. Now you can see my privacy is a little bit jammed up here, so I can go back and I can edit this, and there's a little line down below. You can see that there. So I'm going to click on this little settings button, and I'm going to add a little bit of margin to the top of that, so maybe about a 10. Okay, and I'm going to click on Save Changes, and now watch this. I'm just going to come here, I'm going to refresh, and now let's move down some pixels there. I can even move it down a little more if I wanted. That looks great right there. So that's how easy it is to add things to your page, adding a template. And remember, it's a transparent background. Oh, I forgot to add the S as yellow. That's fine. So that's how easy it is. So that's a quick demo. Thank you.